This is the F67 JCW with the AC Schnitzer conversion kit. Let's go back in time and show you how we did it. So past Daniel here speaking, you've obviously seen the F67 complete, but we're here to speak about how we got to that process. So we have our own F66 JCW and we're going to pop over to Marshall's B&W Mini to actually collect Andrew's car. And this is a very special bit of kit because it will be the first F67 JCW we've personally done, one of the few actually that has been done world over. So let's jump in the car, let's get over to Mini and pick the car up now, and we'll do a little bit of talking about the whole process coming up very shortly once we collect it. So let's jump in and get on the road. Right, so we're rocking up to the service centre here. The new Mini showroom is actually being built, so we're just about to pull up to the compound while we do the handover of the new beast. So I collected this Mini yesterday for Andrew, the customer, at our local dealership. We did arrive and there was no plates on the car, but they quickly sorted that out before we took it back here to HQ. So as mentioned, and as already you've seen on the small clip to start off with, this is having the AC Schnitzer upgraded pack. But before that, we're going to get some PPF laid down on this fresh paintwork. But what's a little bit different and what's a little bit exciting for me at least is this isn't just going to be any PPF, this is going to be satin frozen PPF. So this is going to be a silver grey frozen finish, which I think is going to be very, very cool and probably the first of its kind at least. So going to get the car loaded up on the trailer to keep the mileage down and protected, get it to our guys ScudoForte and get the PPF laid on, and we'll give you an update once it's complete just before the ACS parts are on. So let's get it loaded up and on its way. So the Mini is off the trailer and dropped off with the guys here at ScudoForte. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take the next vehicle back for future work, which is this lovely looking M3 behind. And Josh, if I give you the key, if I can find it, there you go.
Thank you very much.
Take good care of her. I'll see you in a few weeks' time.
2 weeks later.
So the car is back from the guys at ScudoForte and they've done an absolutely amazing job. I absolutely love this satin stealth finish, exactly what I would go for. It's very Carbonwurks. So they've also put on some of the decals, which you can see already, which saves us a little bit of time. So many thanks to the guys there. They've done a fantastic job as always. So it's now time for the full ACS build, and that includes obviously a lot of the accessories that go around the car, including some suspension and wheels. We're also going to do a few other bits for the performance side as well, which you'll see in the video coming up. But now it's time for the big build. I'm really keen to get into this one so we can see what it looks like and get it back to its new owner. But less talking, more fitting. We'll see you guys shortly. And that is the F67 JCW AC Schnitzer package complete. And this has been quite a long process. This has been to ScudoForte to get the satin PPF done, as well as the bonnet inside stripes. They did that as well, which is very nice of them to do so. It's been quite a process. I think we picked this car up about 5 weeks ago, I want to say, but it's now complete. And let's talk about this package, what we have here. You'll see our little JCW in the background that's having some work done later on today, but we thought it might be quite a nice little shot to have these two next to each other, obviously hatchback and the convertible. And I believe this is the first ever in the UK to be done with the full package, and it's one of the first in the whole world as well. There's also a few parts which I'll mention in a minute that is the world first as well, which is very cool. But starting off at the front end, we've got this lovely front splitter. This has the red belt line, I call it the red belt line, strap line, same thing. It's got a little bit more colour to it, which is great when you have more of a monochrome colour car, so as in your satins and your dark colours. That gives a bit more contrast, so I really dig that. I think it works nicely, blends in with the little sort of front apron pieces from factory as well. So nice chunky front splitter, and then we've got the canards here as well. So we opted to fit these in a slightly different way to how we've done on that car, just learning and improving on our process. But these work fantastic, and I think as a whole, the front end now has a lot more character. It didn't have much from factory, shall we say. Although it's a JCW, it was kind of just lacking that sort of a little bit more aggression that a JCW should. We've also done something a little bit cheeky as well. If you look through the front grille there, we've actually wrapped, and this is actually 3M 2080 for those wondering. It's very high quality wrap. It will last a very long time, and it's very heavy duty as well, but just adds in a little bit more color and blends it all in together, which I think again adds a bit more to the front end. It's not too over the top, which I like, because you could do all of the bars and braces, but it might look a little bit OTT. Let's work our way down the side of the car now. So we've got these lovely M13, or is it MI3? I always forget which way around it is. I'm pretty sure it's M13 wheels. and these are in gloss black. You can get these in bi-colour as well, but I think this works as a colour combo with this particular car. Those come with some Hankook tyres and some TPMS sensors as well, so you don't have to worry about the tyre pressure warning on this car. These cars are also horrifically sensitive when it comes to tyres. It will throw up warnings if you don't have the correct Mini star rated tyres, so just bear that in mind for future, anyone wanting to upgrade to these. Complementing the wheels is a ride height drop with the lowering springs. It just gives it, again, a little bit more stance. It's not too low. I mean, you've still got a reasonable amount of clearance here. You're not going to be smashing into your arches or anything like that when you're driving. And the same thing, you shouldn't be knocking that front splitter off. It's the same as what we've got on our car as well, and I've driven that for nearly 2,500 miles now. Not caught that front splitter once yet, and I've been going up and down quite a few car parks. So complements it nicely, still keeps it within keeping for everyday usage here in the UK at very least. Work away a bit further along. Side decals, which I've already mentioned, again just blend in the front, give a bit more style and aggression. Side skirts, obviously these are add-on part. Again, it's got that red belt line, blends it in all nicely. I really like that. As I said, red calipers and everything else just blends in a bit of splash of colour here and there. It's not too much. I think on some cars this would look OTT. The red JCW in the corner, it wouldn't work on. This, however, it does. Let's work our way around to the back end, and this is where we've got the world's first exhaust system, which is valve. So we're all quite excited about this one. It's been a bit of a long time coming, waiting for a twin valve system, and AC Schnitzer have produced one, which is great. Sounds really good. We've not actually driven this car particularly much because, again, it's not our car, it's for a customer. It's only done 23 miles, I think, in total. But so we haven't got the full amount of, I would say, knowledge with his exhaust system yet, but wait and see what we have in store for the red one. We've got the exact same system going on shortly, so we'll do a dedicated video just for that. Complementing that, we've got this rear foil, as they call it. It's almost a bit of a load liner. You may not use it as much in the convertible because this drops down, so you're not going to be going over there like you would with a normal hatch, but again, just blends it all nicely in. And also you've got the AC Schnitzer sticker on the right hand side, just so the people behind know what car they're following. But that pretty much blends and completes the exterior and suspension and exhaust. Obviously you've got the rear belt line trim on the back as well, which I think is really neat. But let's talk about the interior now. I should open the door. So bear in mind, we do need to just give this car a final clean over. So if you see a few bits and pieces, don't critique us too much. It will have a final polish and clean up before it goes to its new customer, new owner I should say. So interior bits, only a couple bits which might have to splice a bit of this footage in, but we've got a new pedal set here which includes a dead pedal, brake pedal and also throttle as well. Just gives a bit more feel actually. I think that's probably, weirdly, it's actually quite a nice upgrade. You can just feel the pedals a bit more because they're a bit bigger and they feel a bit more solid compared to the plastic, which doesn't give you that feedback. So I really like that. And then you've got the key cover in there as well, key holder, sorry, which is a really nice block billet piece, and it keeps that key nice and snug rather than having it floating around. With this exhaust system, we have done something a little bit different, and that comes in the way of the valve controller kit from Dealer. So effectively what this means is Andrew, the owner of this car, he can open and close the valves on demand. So effectively when you press the open button, valves fully open in any of the modes. If you press it close, that reverts back to the factory protocol. So it lets BMW or Mini decide what it wants to do at its own will. So it's cool in the way that you can force the valves, well I say force, you can opt for the valves to be opened when you want, but then you can revert back to the factory presets, which is a nice little feature to have there. So he'll have some enjoyment from that, no doubt. I will pop the hood or bonnet, depending on where you're from, and show you the final piece under here. It's not an AC Schnitzer part, but it's going to give it a little bit more noise on the front end, which is in the way of a Forge high flow intake, which I think is possibly one of the best bang for buck intakes out there. There's so many intakes for these cars, you'll perform really well, but this looks really good and it sounds fantastic as well without being too overbearing and too much. So it's a good sort of, I would say, combination of mix of everything, and it looks amazing as well being carbon fiber. So that's always a bonus, isn't it? So that pretty much wraps this project, this car up. There's only a couple things to say. There are a couple other bits and pieces you can do in terms of the likes of the tuning module, tuning box. which is something that we will be fitting to that one very soon. So you never know, we might see this car back in at some point. But that is, as I said, complete package from ACS. It's a very exhaustive list. There's quite a few bits and pieces going on. It looks amazing. It really does look absolutely awesome. This is how I would have my F67 if I was so lucky to have one. I think this satin PPF over the, I think it's melting pot silver, could be wrong, that over the standard silver just gives it a bit more of a sort of, it's almost a bit more like a Batman car in a way. It looks really cool. I just think it sets it off nicely, makes it unique, and also it's protected as well. PPF is very thick, so if you do get stones hitting it, you're not going to find you're going to have stone chips like mine over there, which I picked up in the first week. So very good to have. Also, all the gloss black bits are also PPF'd, and again, that's a great thing to do because they're awful and they scratch so easily, and you have to look at them and they scratch. So if you can opt for PPF where possible, I'd recommend it because it just obviously enhances the life of the paintwork and the finish of the car. So very good to have. So ScudoForte did a great job there. So that wraps things up. Only final piece there is just to say thank you very much to Andrew. If you're watching this, really appreciate you letting us work in your car. It's been an absolute pleasure. And also thanks for your patience because there's been quite a few parts that have been coming in last minute, such as the exhaust, which, well, it's a world's first, and sometimes you just have to wait. Well, you're only having to wait a bit longer for those parts while they're getting produced, but landed here, fitted on, and look amazing. So wraps it all up. We're going to do some nice cinematic videography and bits and pieces shortly, so I don't know where they'll be in this video, but I hope you enjoy them all the same. But any inquiries for AC Schnitzer parts or anything similar mini wise, whether it be exhaust intakes, we see a lot of these cars in. We love working on them, and hopefully we'll hear from you guys soon. But thanks for watching. Any questions, get in touch. See you soon.